Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone and welcome to your English class. In our lesson today, we will continue with our unit which is titled Wishful Thinking. Our lesson today is the language in context and the listening lesson in your books, page 50. All you need for the lesson today is your books, page 50, a sheet of paper and a pen to take down your notes. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get started on your books, page 113. Exercise K. Look at the picture and write sentences to describe what they wished for before they became happy. So they are happy now. What were their wishes? Start your sentences with if I and I wish. All of them are about wishing or imagining things. They are here. We're having three friends sitting with each other and they will describe imaginary situation they want to change their present. What could they say? They could say, if I had some time off, I would go on a trip. Someone who's busy, he doesn't or they don't have time. So if I had some time, I would change my situation and I would go on a trip. Also, he could say, if I had enough money, I would invite my friend to come along. Here, he doesn't have enough money, so he would say, if I had enough money, I would invite my friends to come along. I don't have actually enough money and I can't invite my friends. Also, one of them can say, he would express a wish. I wish I had the time and the money to do it. I don't have time or money to invite my friends or go out together. However, I wish I had the time and the money. Another wish, he would say, I wish my friend could accompany me. I wish that my friend could accompany me or come with me. Here you can notice that after wish we will use the simple past tense of each verb. Let's continue in here. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to use F conditional to describe imaginary situations. We will continue doing imagining situations, changing our present. Also, you'll be able to answer some questions on a listening text. You will listen to a text and based on what you have heard, you're going to come up with your answers. So let's get started with our lesson today. Let's imagine a situation in here. This is someone who is dreaming or wishing. He is trying to come up with imaginary situation. What if you won $1 million? How about you? What would you do if you won $1 million? What would you do? What could you do with this million? How would you feel? He would say here, if I won $1 million, I would be rich. I would be rich. Also, he would say, if I won $1 million, I might travel around the world. Maybe I might travel around the world. This is one of the options. Maybe I would do another thing. If I won $1 million, I could buy a fancy car. I would be able to afford it. I could buy a fancy car. All of these are options. However, I haven't won the money. My situation is that I wish I won $1 million. However, he's broke. He doesn't have the $1 million. I wish I won it. However, he didn't win it. Okay, so for imaginary situations, speaking about imaginary situations, with the F conditional, which is the second conditional, you will use F followed by the simple past tense. If I could, if I won, if I had time, followed by the, whether you will choose would, you can also followed by the base form of the verb, and you have two other options for possibility and ability. You can use ability, you can use could, and possibility you will use might. So you're having three options, whether would, could, or might. These are your options. So we can say in here, how about wish? For a wish, it will be followed by the the simple past tense of the verb, which is verb number 2. Okay, how about you? What if you found Aladdin's lamp? What 3 things would you ask for? Let's imagine the whole situation is imaginary. You will never find Aladdin's lamp. And how about if we found it? For me, if I found Aladdin's lamp, I would ask the lamp for money. Or I would ask for maybe a power, an imaginary thing. How about you? What would you ask for? What things you are going to ask for, you would ask for? We can say that here, we are having the past with would. If I found Aladdin's lamp, I would ask for a superpower. Notice that we have used here found, the simple past tense, and I have used would. I would ask for a superpower, followed by ask. Also, I could use as well could, not would. So it will be, if I found Aladdin's lamp, I could ask for cash. Maybe I could ask for cash. Also, you can use other than could, we can use might. If I found Aladdin's lamp, I might ask for money. Whether money, cash, or a superpower. You could ask for anything. This is an imaginary situation. The most important thing is to choose would, could, and you can choose might, followed by the base form of the verb. And I would say, I wish I could, or I wish I found Aladdin's lamp. Okay. Now in your book's page 50, in here we're having question number 1. A businessman offers to pay for 3 things that you want. Why? Because you received the highest grades in the school district. What would you ask for? Let's start with the imaginary situation, one step at a time. Let's imagine at the beginning that you got the highest mark in the school district. You were the best student in your school district. The best not only in your school, not only in your city, it is the district or the area. How would you get that thing? How would it feel to receive the highest grade in the school district? Does it feel good? I believe that this would be the best feeling that you would ever feel. It could be, I would feel delighted. I would feel happy. It would be my lucky day. I would feel that my efforts and my work paid off. How could you do it? Let's put it in action. How would you do it? I want to be the best school in the school district, the best student in the school district. With hard work, dedication, you will work too much, you will do your homework, and the most important is to be an organized person. Wish that everyone can be the best school the best student in the school district. Okay, let's go to them one by one, and this time we're going to answer the question. Now you got the highest grades in the school district. Then a rich businessman offers to pay for 3 things that you want because you are the best student. Imagine that you are about to ask for only 3 things. What 3 things would you ask for? I have thought a long time about it, and I came up with 3 good things. It might be I could ask for a ring. How about you? Would you ask for a ring? So I would say, I would ask for a diamond ring. Also, what other thing would you ask for? Any other thing. For a house. Could be a house for my family. So I would say, I would ask for a big house for my family. How about the other one? I still have one more. I would ask for a trip. Here, I would ask for a paid trip around the world. So in here, all of them I have started them with would, and I would ask for this or that. You could say a fancy car, clothing, computer, whatever we would ask for would be a good answer as long as you start your sentence with would, could, or might. Okay, these were my wishes. How about yours? Okay, let's go to the same page, page 50. We are about to listen to a text, and based on this one, we will get to the new vocab. Then we are going to answer some questions. Let's get started with them one by one. I will ask you a question. Have you ever volunteered? What do we mean by the idea of volunteering? Volunteering is about to do a work without asking for payment, just to help others. And this one is actually a good deed. Do you think it's a good one? What have you ever done? Maybe you would say, I have helped poor kids. Maybe I have taught, or you were the teacher for someone who needed help. Or I cleaned someone's house. You can say that if you had ever helped anyone without asking for payment, this is the idea of volunteering. What are the benefits of volunteering? Any ideas? Why would we help others or would do work without being paid? Because this way we're going to have a connected, a good community, and we won't have anyone who is going to need to ask for help. And it's always good for the one who is volunteering rather than the one who will get the service. Okay. Before we get to start with the listening, let's get to know what are the types of listening. Whenever you are listening for a purpose. What are the purposes for listening? Whether you are listening for content listening. What is content listening? Content listening is about you are going to be asked about details within the text. When did this happen? Where are they, the speakers? Who are the speakers? It could be. Or it will be about comprehensive listening. What is comprehensive listening? Is to listen for general information. I will tell you what are they talking about. The general idea, not specific, general idea. Or you are listening for critical listening. In this way, by the end of the listening, you will come up with your own point of view. So you will listen, then I will ask you, what do you think about what you have heard? Whether you will say, I agree, I totally agree with them. Or you will say, no, I disagree, I totally disagree with the speakers. So it is about giving your own opinion based on what you have heard. Or it is about emphatic listening. Emphatic listening, you will give your emotions toward what you have heard. You can say that I felt very sorry for the speakers, or I felt very proud towards them. I felt happy to them, or it made me feel sad. Okay, so you have to know why you are listening, so you will get the answer correctly. However, how can I listen? What are the steps for listening? The steps for listening are, at the beginning you will start with reading the questions. Why am I going to read the questions? You will read the questions so you will know why I am listening. Am I listening for the general idea, specific information, to give my opinion, or to tell about how I felt? You will know why I am listening. Then, after knowing, now I know what I am going to listen for, now listen and listen carefully for the specific reason. Am I going to focus on every single detail or just the general idea? And while you are listening, make sure that you are taking notes. It's always a good idea to use your sheet of paper to take notes, writing down your ideas, not to forget them. Okay, so let's get started in here. Now we are about to listen. However, when you are listening, you are going to find the answers for these 3 questions. Who is speaking? You will give me the names for the speakers. How many are they? Are we listening to 1, 2, 3, or how many? And what are they talking about? Looks like that they are more than one. So what is the general idea? Comprehensive listening. Let's listen together.
Look at all those children. Look at us. We're so lucky. We've always had what we needed: a home, food, clothes, school, presents, friends. And to think that we find something to complain about all the time. Well, Gina, it's the way of the world, I'm afraid. But you're right. We shouldn't complain. I wish we could do something to help as well.
How about starting a campaign? I've always wanted to do that. We could start a campaign at school, and we could also ask our families to help.
I think that's the coolest thing I've heard you say. Way to go, Sahar. Let's do it. I wish I could be as clever.
Oh, common Gina. It's not clever, so many people do it all the time. But thanks anyway.
Okay, so, let's think about what we need to do. If I could paint, I'd make a poster, but I can't draw a straight line. Right, Gina? You're not so bad, Lynn. I can try, but I wish I had the right kind of materials. You know, poster paints and glossy sheets of paper, and... I know, I'll ask my father. They keep a stock of material at the company. Maybe they'll want to contribute.
So, are we going to ask for sponsors? We should make a list of people that are worth contacting, and we need to write a letter or some informational material to give them. I wouldn't just hand out money to people just because they asked me for it. I wish we had some money ourselves, then we wouldn't have to ask anyone.
Yes, well, so do I, and I am sure Lynn feels the same. Sahar, would you like to draft something and then we can all discuss and finalize it? Please don't say no. I would do it if I could, but I can't write. I wish I could. You're such a talented writer. You know how to present things to people.
Thanks, but I am not so sure. Can we do it together, Lynn? I would feel so much better if we did this together.
Yes, sure, no problem. When? Now?
Why not? The sooner the better.
I wish we could change the world. This minute.
Okay, so who is speaking? We're having actually three ladies speaking with each other. We're having Jen, Len, Gina, Len, and we're having Sahar. So we're having three. And what are they talking about? They are actually speaking about the idea of organizing a campaign to help poor children. Okay? Now you're going to listen for specific information. For each one of them, we're having Sahar, Gina, and Len. Each one of them came up with a wish. I wish. It starts with I wish, then why did she wish for that? I wish. What is each one of them? What is the wish for each one of them? And why did she wish for this or that? Let's listen together.
Look at all those children. Look at us. We're so lucky. We've always had what we needed: a home, food, clothes, school, presents, friends. And to think that we find something to complain about all the time. Well, Gina, it's the way of the world, I'm afraid. But you're right. We shouldn't complain. I wish we could do something to help as well.
How about starting a campaign? I've always wanted to do that. We could start a campaign at school, and we could also ask our families to help.
I think that's the coolest thing I've heard you say. Way to go, Sahar. Let's do it. I wish I could be as clever.
Oh, common Gina. It's not clever, so many people do it all the time. But thanks anyway.
Okay, so, let's think about what we need to do. If I could paint, I'd make a poster, but I can't draw a straight line. Right, Gina? You're not so bad, Lynn. I can try, but I wish I had the right kind of materials. You know, poster paints and glossy sheets of paper, and... I know, I'll ask my father. They keep a stock of material at the company. Maybe they'll want to contribute.
So, are we going to ask for sponsors? We should make a list of people that are worth contacting, and we need to write a letter or some informational material to give them. I wouldn't just hand out money to people just because they asked me for it. I wish we had some money ourselves, then we wouldn't have to ask anyone.
Yes, well, so do I, and I am sure Lynn feels the same. Sahar, would you like to draft something and then we can all discuss and finalize it? Please don't say no. I would do it if I could, but I can't write. I wish I could. You're such a talented writer. You know how to present things to people.
Thanks, but I am not so sure. Can we do it together, Lynn? I would feel so much better if we did this together.
Yes, sure, no problem. When? Now?
Why not? The sooner the better.
I wish we could change the world. This minute.
So let's start with Sahar. What was her wish? She wishes that they had money. We don't have money, and she wishes that they had money. Why? She wanted because so they wouldn't have to ask anyone for the money. How about Gina? Gina wishes that she were so clever, just like Sahar. She wishes that she were a talented writer, and also she wishes that she had the right kind of materials to do the campaign. Why? To think of new ideas. I wish I were clever, talented. How about Lynn? She wishes that she could do something to poor people, those in need. And also she wishes that because she wanted to help others. Okay, these are the wishes and justification. We've spoken about the idea of complaining. What do we mean when we are complaining? When you complain, you express dissatisfaction or annoyance about something. You didn't like something, then you will complain. Like, I complained about the food at the restaurant. I didn't like it. Also, campaign. They're trying to organize a campaign. What is a campaign? A campaign is a work in an organized and active way towards a particular goal. Just like when we are saying, we have organized a campaign to spread awareness, a work to come into a goal. Also, we have talented. I wish I were talented, very good at something. He is highly talented, a talented designer. Let's try to use these words. He is a very social worker. He's a very talented social worker. He organized a successful noun campaign against poverty in a short time, and no one works with him complained about hard work. So he is a talented person. Okay, how about in here? What ideas do you have to help such poor children, those people in need? Any other ideas other than campaigning? Maybe it is the idea of giving them money, giving them food, to give the money and the food to organizations who are about to help them. Okay, and the idea also of volunteering. For your homework, I want you to refer to your books to page 112, exercise J. Just complete the exercise in there. Okay, I guess that is it for the lesson today, and thank you so much for your time.